Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the Reformat channel. Are you like me and recently picked up the Iron Man Model 20 figure, but you're not happy with how awkward the hands and the blasters look like? Well, here's a video of a quick and easy mod you can do to fix that. I'm sure you've seen some videos out there quickly showcasing this mod so the blaster hands can articulate better, but they don't really get into detail as to showing you how they did it or what they did. Now the first thing you need is a really sharp knife or a crafting knife like what I'm using here. So this makes it much easier for you to carve out the plastic in a very precise manner, because if you cut out too much, actually you might damage a part of the hand that will make you regret ever doing this to begin with. Right, so you want to be careful as well when you're doing this part. And before you start, just move the peg up so you'll have room to cut into the plastic, and then from there you can either make a guideline like I did just so you know where to cut, or just kind of eyeball it if you're okay with that. And then carefully make the first cut after that. Now, as I mentioned earlier, it's best to use a crafting knife because it's really sharp and I'm not putting too much force when I'm cutting into these plastics. But be very careful, don't rush, because there's no going back if you make a mistake. Now for me, I cut right into the plastic, like the very edge of the plastic, and it's right up to where the joints kind of meet or stick with the top part. Just so I can have as much room as possible for the articulation. All right, so once you're done kind of carving away with the plastic and you're happy with it, if you put it back onto the figure, you can give it a quick test. Now, as you can see, there is a difference. It might not be a really big difference, but there is a difference. You can definitely move the hand backwards, and when you put the blaster effects there, it's a little bit more straight rather than it being slanted like before. And you can move the hand back a little bit more. Again, if you want to cut a little bit more into where the plastic meets and the top of the hand, just to give yourself more room to bend backwards, you can. But I'm okay with where it is right now, and it looks much nicer than it did before. Another quick mod you can do is to cut out a piece of the peg from the blaster effects that came with it, because for whatever reason, and I have no idea why Hasbro included these weird blaster effects, or they're just way too long and they kind of protrude a bit when you put it on the hand. So I went ahead and cut out the ends until I was happy, or until it looked flush. In this case, I made sure that it was flush into the figure, just so it doesn't look kind of awkward. But be careful when you're doing this, that you're not cutting way too much from the peg, because you could run into issues where it won't stick into the hands or the feet if the peg is too short. Right, so in this case, I kind of just carefully did it very small bits at a time, until it's flush and it's pretty secure, and it stays in there. All in all, I'm happy with how this turned out. In my opinion, this is one of the best Iron Man figures out there right now. From the sculpt details to the butterfly joints that it actually comes with. No other Iron Man figure, I think, has this kind of thing. You can get really those dynamic action poses, but it's just unfortunate that they went this direction with this hand design, where you can't really do the proper blaster pose kind of thing. Right, so this is something really quick that you can do to fix that. And yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. Anyways, hope this video has helped you out. Please leave a comment letting me know what you think, or if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer. And of course, subscribe if you like this kind of stuff. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave you with this quick cinematic, and just how much better it looks and how cool this figure really is. And yeah, that's all I got. There you go.